Hi everybody, hello and welcome to our Sunday premiere. So today I'm just going to show you a couple of things that I thought you might like to see. And the first one is I'm going to make a tag, journaling card I guess it is more correctly, using fabric. This is sort of a thin calico, I would describe it as, but it certainly hasn't got much weight to it at all. So I want to, these two edges are frayed where I've torn it off the chunk of fabric that I've got, and I just want to tear across there just because it's folded, it's been on the crease. So let's tear that off and just fray out the edge a little bit. That's fine. I'm just going to cut those ends off. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And I want it to be, well, I've cut out a piece of card that it's going on, so let's see where we want this to be. I want to see the card all around it, and I'll tell you in a sec what this card measures. It's very soft fabric, this. It tears easily and it frays easily. Imagine if you were sewing with it, it would perhaps be a little difficult because it is so soft. Right, that's the perfect fit, so let's get rid of these. Come here, Ben, you're a bit far away. Right, so now I have got a Timmy stamp, and it has come from this set, Dearly Departed. Dearly Departed, CMS, where are you, 413. And it's kind of a Halloween one, I think, but I really like the text in here. And I love this stamp, it's just beautiful. So let's put the card to one side and get this stamped up. So I'm going to use VersaFine Claire Nocturne Black, because we're stamping on this and it will take some of the colour out of the black. Well, some of the intensity, I should say, out of the black. So make sure you give it a good ink. Sometimes it's an idea to turn your stamp around when you're inking so you get different pieces. There we go. And I want it sort of coming up there. Guess that's it there. Let's drop it down and give it a good press. This came about because I've got so many Tim Holtz stamp sets, and some of them have never been out of the packet, like this one for example, and I thought it's about time I did something with some of these, just to get the feeling of them. So, you know, once you get the feeling of them, then you can use them again and again. There we are. Oh, that's beautiful. Really gorgeous. I love it. And because it's in VersaFine, we can add water and all sorts of things to it and it won't move. Isn't that pretty? It's so pretty. Right. So let me just put that stamp. Oh, I haven't got my side table ready. So I'll put that stamp over there. We don't need that anymore. Right, so the next thing I want to do is colour this flower region in. And you could use paint, you could use Tim Holtz watercolour pencils. There's lots of things you could use, but these are actually the Faber-Castell Albrecht Dürer, which they're water aqua pencils, you know, you can put them down and then add water, but I don't in this instance want to add water to it because it's going to be difficult staying within the lines. The water will spread it out a bit, so I'm just going to make a start colouring this, and it's not always the easiest colouring on fabric, but we will get some colour down. So I'll just show you the one petal and then I'll carry on because it's quite tedious just watching me colour. But that's a nice colour, isn't it? It absolutely is. It's lovely. Answer my own questions here. So there we are. You get the drift. So I'm going to work around all of these petals and I'll see you back when I'm done. Right, so there we are. I've got that coloured in. Looks very pretty. And the next thing I want to do, of course, is add some ink to the background. So let me just get this little messy mat out. It's probably easier that way on, I think. And a piece of cellophane. So these are just the bags that come with, you know, everything that we purchase in virtually, and I don't throw them out. I keep them because I like them for this particular way of inking things. So I'm using salvage patina. Put some onto my cellophane, add a little bit of water, not much, and just keep folding that over, and it'll go kind of random looking. If you get lines, just keep folding. There, that looks pretty good. So I'm going to add some of this onto my fabric. Might as well keep going till I've used it all, pretty much. Not a lot left now. Any left on there? Not much. Not much. Right. So now I just kind of want to spritz that a little bit and just work it in with my fingers. Just so it doesn't, my fingers are clean. Just so it sort of smudges it up a little bit. You could wet the fabric before you do this, but I don't want to wet my coloured piece. You could do it the other way around. You could put the background in first, which might be an idea. I don't know, whatever you feel like. There we are. So that's kind of smushed that up a little bit. Don't know quite where that's come from. However, it is what it is. Right, so I'm now going to use iced spruce, which is of the same sort of family, and we'll see what we get with it. I'm really not sure, so I'm not putting much on my cellophane. Yeah, it's like a nice grey version, darker version of speckled egg, that sort of thing, I think. Time will tell what it looks like on our fabric, but you know, I've got some runny bits here that don't really want. Okay, let's go for it then. See what we get. Ooh, I'm liking it. I think that's sufficient. Oh, I like that. Because the fabric was wet, it's just spreading out a little bit of its own volition. So, excellent. Let's just wipe over the messy mat a little bit. Pop that away. Where did I put my back for that? No idea. Oh, there it is. Right, so there we are. That's what we've got. So I'm just going to dry that off now. So there we are. It's all nice and dry, doesn't it look pretty? Now I want to add 2 Timmy Peeps to it, and these are the mini ones. And I've looked at some that I think are suitable. That's a bit big actually. Let's have a look at this guy. I want them sort of leaning on this spur of the stamp. Kind of like that. Yeah, he goes there okay. Who else have I got? Who else do I have? I have this fellow. Who would come to there. I've got this guy. Let's try him. Bit tall. Okay, I've got this girl sitting down. She's nice. I think she might be a woman actually. And I've got this little girl here who could sit on this bit. Don't know if they stand out too well because of her skirt. Let's put this little guy at the top. See what that does for us. That's alright. And this little girl in the white there. Yeah, I think that's okay. I quite like them. Like that, yeah, okay. So, don't know where the bag is with my Timmy Peeps in it. Here it is. So let's put the spare ones away. I'm really trying to be tidy today. Otherwise I'm left with a, as Tim would say, total craftermath. So what I want to do with those is just go over them with the frosted crystal embossing powder, just to kind of, they just look very new there. So I'll just get a piece of card, fold it in half, and I just want to put some embossing goop on both of these. I'm going to use my pen to do that. Just go over them entirely. I think this is a new pen because the brush doesn't feel very pliable yet. It gets more pliable as it goes on. So make sure you've got it all covered. Then this little, oh, that probably didn't help her cause very much. Okay, I'll give that a try and hope that they are okay. Let's just pick him up by his neck, put him on there, and pick this girl up. Put the powder over it. Just this frosted crystal just sort of ages them a little bit. There we go. Pick them out again. She looks okay. This guy, wherever he is. There we go. Pop that back into the pot. My paper wasn't big enough, is the problem. Let's just gather that up. Pop it back in there. Lovely, right, so now I can heat those up to set the embossing glaze. If my heat tool is playing ball, I think I need another new one. It keeps going really hot. So that's them done. And just like I say, just knocks that real newness off them. So I'm just going to give them a minute to cool. Well, So I've just embossed these two little Timmy Peeps. I used frosted crystal. It just kind of ages them a little, knocks the newness off them. And he's going to go there, maybe a little bit further across to there. And she is going to go there, like that. So let's get some glue on them and get them stuck on. And I'm going to use Collage because a lot of it is going to sink into the fabric. Need to get my glue bottles filled up. Way, don't want you stuck there, thank you. So I'm just going to pop him there. Perfect. Give him a good press down. Lovely. And our little lady. Is going to go there, I think. Yeah, I want to leave the centre of the flower. So there we are. That's our two little Timmy Peeps on there. I'll show you them. Hey, hello. They look very nice. Okay, so the next thing I want to add is a number up here, and I was going to use, I want to back it onto this card because I just like the look of those two colours together, and I have cut out some numbers. Let's see what they look like. Yeah, I kind of like that actually with the card behind. So let's do that. Before I do that, I've looked out these liquid pearls and stickles that would kind of go with it. I've got peacock and mermaid in the liquid pearls, and I've got lagoon in the stickles, but they're all that colour. No, I'll leave that. I'll just stick these on, I think, as is. Kind of got to use this because it's the only one I've got that's got a precision tip. So use plenty of glue. So I'm going to put that about there. Give it a good press down. Is that square? Not altogether sure it is. That's a bit better, I think. And then this one, the same thing. So I am using a lot of glue here. So I want that lined up with that. These are the number dies that come with the Sidekick. When you get the Sidekick, you get a little package that goes with it. The Timmy one anyway. And it's got a tag in it, some stamps, etc. I think that's all right. I like that there. So let's just take that off there for the... I think I've stuck it right through to there. That's it. That's fine. So all I need now is a bit of lace, which is where? Here it is. Right, now this I think is just a bit too cream looking. Looks a bit too cream. So I'm going to cut a piece off and just colour it. So let's cut it to there. And I don't need it that wide, so I can cut a little bit of that, which I can save for making, what do you call those things? Clusters. Clusters. I forgot. Let's get my messy mat out again. Just give it a quick... That's alcohol ink, and I know how to get rid of it now, thanks to Tony Vince, but haven't done it yet. But I just want all the loose ink up, and then I can decide which colour I want to do this. Might use Salvage Patina. If it doesn't turn out very well, I can change my mind. So I want to spray down this lace here so it's nice and wet. Bit of water in there to mix that up. Roll all that together so it's all nice and uniformly damp. And then I'm just going to pop it into there. Turn it over. And keep going till it looks pretty uniformly damp and coloured, and just roll it up in your hands. Yeah, that's alright. The odd little bit that's missed, but I don't mind that, I quite like it. See if we can pick up all of that ink. Is that going to look right for our... Yeah, I think it's going to look good. Okay, so let's just wipe this off. Dry my hands a little. And then we've got to dry this. Now be careful if you are drying, this is a polyester lace, so if you're drying polyester lace, be careful because it can disintegrate. This one that I did yesterday disintegrated, so just be careful, and I'll go ahead and dry that. Okay, so I've got that dry now, and I just want to stick it to the back of here. So it's kind of going to look like that. But what I want to do is, excuse me, just put some glue on some of these points just to attach it. Don't put like masses of glue on it, because you don't want it coming through your fabric. Just enough to hold it. To sort of tack it down, really. Right. Got a frog in my throat again. So I'm just going to offer this up to there, like that. Keep it straight all the way up and press it down. Lovely. That is lovely. Don't often see me use lace, but this just called out for it, I thought. Let's turn that over and give it a good press from the back as well. Ah, see what I mean? Not sure this is going to stick with just that glue. Might have to resort to Collage actually. So just little dabs. I really don't want this coming through. It'll make the whole thing look really messy. So you may recall some time ago, not that long ago, but some time ago, I said I was going to do a project using the Tim Holtz backdrops, and that is still on the agenda. So Bob is almost finished, and I continue with the file folder, the Timmy file folder. I think that's relatively straight. Let's give that a good press down. And I've got a bit more confidence in the collal holding. Yeah, I think we're going to be all right with that now. Right, so the other thing I want to do is take a bit more of this lace, and I'm just going to, I need some smaller scissors. Smaller scissors anywhere? Oh, I've got these white ones, that's perfect. And I'm just going to cut out that edge, that scalloped edge, away from the rest of it, because it's that I want. So I'm just going round, cutting it out. Just take your time. It's funny, in video land you never feel like you've got very much time to do things, or your audience is going to get bored and wander off to pastures new. Right, there we are. So I've got this nice Really nice little scallop piece here. And I'm going to just lay it inside that turquoisey one. I don't really want it to go all the way up, I don't think. Although that does look nice. Does look nice. But I had in my mind that I just wanted it over a portion of it. So maybe from there to there. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. That's what I had in my mind, so that's what I'm going to do. So there to there. Yeah, I like that. That's fine. And you can still see plenty of that lace that we coloured. So I'm just going to add some glue to this. Just in the middle of those little floret-y pieces. Or approximately. Where did we say? About there, was it? Something like that. So I'm following the shape of the scallops that I've already got down. But just adding that to it, which I like. Lovely, so I can trim off now these excess pieces on this bottom lace. There we go. And it's all coming together. It's coming together. Right, so now I can stick it onto here. So what does that look like on there? Looks nice. I like this is just a piece of card I had, but it's kind of rusty hingey colour, which you know I all love. You all know I love, I meant to say. So I quite like that sticking out the edge, that lace. And I don't want too much of that card on display. So I'm going to trim it about there and trim it about here. Okay. Don't know if that fits in. No, that doesn't fit in. There we go. Let's have a look at that now. Yeah, like that. I like that. I like that, I do. Right, okay, what I'm going to do now is just take my distresser. This happens to be a Crafter's Companion one. Timmy does them as well. And just go around the edges of my paper. Just distress the edges up a little bit. You don't need to do the one where the lace is going. I think my distresser's getting a bit old. A bit long in the tooth like myself. That's better. Now you can ink around it or not ink around it. On this occasion I'm not going to ink around it. I like it just as it is, and then I'm going to stick that on there. That fabric's a bit wonky, isn't it? But never mind, we're all right. Yeah, like that. Okay, so let's put some glue down on here. Where's my glue spreader? Here's my glue spreader at the ready. So you want some glue down because you want to stick it, but you don't want masses because it'll come through. This is quite absorbent paper, this, so I fear it's going to sink in. So just spread that out so you haven't got any really thick bits. Then we're going to add that to it. And that should be okay. Where's my lace gone? There it is. Smooth all of that out. Lovely. So there we have it. Project number 1 complete. And here's the one I did. Here's the one I did earlier. I did actually put some liquid pearls and stuff in the centre of the flower and around the edge. I'm kind of liking it like that actually, so I'm going to leave that alone. So I hope you like it. That's project 1. I like them both actually. Which do you prefer? Hard for me to say actually. I really do like them both. Anyway, that's that. So let's put that to one side. I'm going to have a bit of a clear up and then I'll get ready for project 2. Right then, so this is our next project. It's a die that I ordered in the week. It's from Creative Expressions and it's by Sam Poole and it's called Shabby Basics Coin Pocket. And I obviously didn't read the sizes when I ordered it, and when it came I thought, oh, that's a bit small. Does come with a little tag die as well, which I've subsequently lost. It'll be around somewhere. So let's cut it out and see what we make of it. It's one of those dies that could have just gone in the die drawer and never seen the light of day again. So I was determined to try it at least once before I committed it to its doom. So I'm going to use my 160 paper, which is kind of halfway house between paper and card. I'll just cut this off here. There we go, and put it on my mat. And put my banana mat on top of it and pass it through. Okay, so let's have a look what we got. Oh, we got nothing because I put it in the wrong way round, you absolute Charlie. Oh, what a ninny. What a ninny. Right, let's put it in the right way. Oh dear. I can't think I've ever done that before, but if you're going to do it, save it for a video. So let's pass that through the right way. Hopefully it's cut this time. Yes, there we go. So that's it. That's our coin envelope. It's dinky, but it's kind of cute. Just pop those over there. Right, so first thing I want to do really is, well, put these creases in. I don't know if you can see them, but there's folds here that are for, and they're not really, if I had to say it, I'd say they're not that helpful because they're not scored deep enough. But you can kind of see where they are, so. And if you try and fold the paper, it does fold on the crease, which is a good thing. So I'll just go around and do all of those. And this one. Yeah, okay. And then the same on this side here. So fold that down. Crease it in. Then the next one goes the other way. I do wish they'd made these just fractionally deeper, because it's kind of hard. Kind of hard to see where they are. I'm really struggling with this one. There, I think. So I think that middle one might be a bit suspect. I have to fold it over a bit more. I must say I have not had this much trouble with them. Let's have a look at that. Right, I think that's it there. So let's give that a really good crease in. Okay. So now we've got our concertina bits, so it's going to be a gusseted coin pocket. That goes down there. Yeah, okay. Right, so I want to get some colour on it. So let's get my little inking thing. Just pick up any colour that I did have. There. And I'm going to use tea dye for this. It's not a colour I use very often, but I think it's kind of perfect for this. So I'll get my little non-slip mat. And I'm just going to use a finger dauber because it's not a colour I use that often. So, and I'm just going to go around it. Now don't worry if you end up with bits that look like that. It really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. Ah, there is a crease as well here. Let's put that in. Come round here a little bit. And then just over the centre. So every bit of it is inked, and round the edges is inked quite a lot. And don't worry how smooth you've got it. It doesn't matter. Honestly, in this instance, it makes it better if it's not smooth. So just put your ink all over the shop. There's also a fold at the bottom. Like that, so I'm just going to come in at the bottom there like that, and then round the bottom placket. Then just get some ink on all of that. So particularly around the edges, without any uniformity is what I'd say. And down there, and then all over the back. Okay, so I think that's all right. Kind of like the look of that, looks nice. So the next thing we're going to do is put some water on it. And there's all sorts of people have all sorts of ways of getting water drops on their work. You know, doing it with the fingers, whatever. I just find it's just as easy to spray it from a height, gently using my demister. Not demister. Mister, I suppose it is. What does Timmy call it? Distress sprayer. So make sure you've got a fair bit of that water around. And just give it a minute to do its work. In the meantime, I'll get a piece of blue roll out. And that's probably had long enough. Let's just pop that on top and pick up all that water, see what we've got. Yeah, I mean that looks nice, but you probably can't see much of that. Can you see it there now? It really looks nice. I might go back in with another colour actually. Let's dry that off. I do like that though. Yeah, well either way it's got to be dried off, so let's dry it off. That's dry. So now the question is, do I want to come in with another colour? I feel that I do. And I'm going to use ground espresso because that's the one in my tub. Oh, I have got, what else have I got? Vintage photo. Maybe that would be better. Possibly. Yeah, let's go vintage photo. I'm bulking on the ground espresso because it's quite a deep colour, isn't it? So for that I do have a dauber. I'm just going to go round the outsides mostly. Let's fold that over, go along here. So I'm just getting some colour down around the edges, more so than anywhere. So I'm beginning to like this actually. It's beginning to look nice. There we go, just along the bottom. If I was Joey, I would have laughed at that. Somebody saying bottom. But I'm not, I'm a grown-up, so I'm not going to laugh at it. It's funny, isn't it, how Friends, I don't know when it was made, but a good while ago now. But it's still, it's just brilliant. You know, you can still watch it. Sometimes, you know, you flick over TV channels and Friends is on, and oh, it's just funny. It's a funny program. I'm glad I used just vintage photo, because I think ground espresso would have just drowned this, to be honest. What else have we got to do? That's pretty much it. I just got this little slit that goes in the back, whoops, where the top bit comes over and folds into it. So I'm just going to put a little bit of card in there and just ink along there a little bit. Put it in the other side. There we go. Right, so that looks great. I love it. But not content with that, I'm going to splash it with water. So it is largely around the outside, but and this time you really should be able to see it. So there, oh, you see it working already. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. Okay. Work, work, work your magic. Okay, let's lift that up. See what we got. Oh, doesn't that look fab? Looks great. Right, so I just need to dry that now, and then we need to do some decorating or something on it. So I'll dry that and I'll get some stuff out that I think we can use to decorate it. So see you in a sec. Okay, so because this is a Creative Expressions die, I thought I'd look out my Creative Expressions stamps and use those. So there's this one called Journal Notes, which I do like a lot. This one that's got, well, I'll leave that on and you can see it more clearly. A bee stamp, kind of stamp, a mushroom or toadstool, looks like a mushroom, and a butterfly wing on a key. I like those. Leave those out. This one, it's got these three little plants, and that one there. I wonder how big that one is. Yeah, that would work. Let's use that one. I've never used it before. should be interesting. They are lovely stamps. All the Creative Expressions ones are really nice. So I can get that on the front there, like that. Yeah, I think so. I'm going to stamp it out onto something first though, just in case. So I'm going to use Archival in Ground Espresso. If I can hold on to the ink pad. Let's see then, see what we get. Yeah, nice. Is it kind of heavy enough for the front though? I'm just going to use a stamp, some stamping foam underneath that and see if that will give me a deeper stamp. I mean, that was its very first stamp, so sometimes you expect them not to be perfect, but we'll see when I use a sponge if it helps the situation. Yeah, that's better, isn't it? So that is a distinct possibility. Would that fit on the back there? It would if I stamped completely over that, which I don't want to do. So yeah, that's a possibility. Definitely is. Let's just stamp that off. But where did this come from even? Does anybody know? Oh, this set here. Let's put that away. But I do like this mushroom. I like it a lot. So I'm thinking I'm going to use that. Have a quick check of where that's going to come to. Perfect. Okay. Perfectly perfect. Way. I'm sorry for all you guys in America and Southern Europe that are absolutely sweltered at the moment. It's no fun, you know, and I'm here in the cold, thinking, oh, could do with a bit of that, but you know, it's not. Sorry, just got to concentrate a minute. It's no laughing matter, is it? You know, it's serious for you, and I know it is. So I hope you're managing to keep cool somehow. Stay inside, put the AC on. That's lovely. That's a lovely, lovely stamp. Okay, so what else am I going to stamp around it? Something. What have I got here? What does that say? Grow beautifully. Find me where the wild things are. Like both of those. What does this one say? It says there is poetry among the wildflowers, but it's got two good numbers on that. So this one's all sort of numbers and signatures. It says good work. I don't know where that one is. I've lost a stamp. Is that it? There? Yeah, this is it here. So let's just have a look what it's got on it. It's got a little butterfly. Think might be too big. Collector of beautiful things. Note, specimen and seeds. Quite like those words. Let's use those. So let's put specimen down at the bottom. I'm going to do it again in the Ground Espresso Archival. Put that there. Lovely. And possibly a number or something up there. A number that doesn't have a number. It does have that tiny little butterfly. Well, it's not tiny little, but it's nice. Let's just see what size that is. Is it too big for there? Sadly, yes. But that's okay. My stamps are all getting messed up. So I don't want anything more from there. I don't want anything from here, I don't think. I don't want that one. So, that's great. Yeah, these numbers on here, I like them. So, any really. There's one here that says specimen number. It's tiny, but I'm sure it would do. Do like these ultra tiny ones. They're so useful. So I'm just going to put that across the top there. Specimen number, perfect. Then pick this one up. It's just a random number out of that stamp set. Specimen number and then the number. Lovely. I don't think I need any more than that. Let's just put these back before I lose them. I don't want them to all end up in that big pot of useful stamps, because things are hard to find when they're in there. Okay, so now we need something on the back and possibly something on there. So what have I got that I could put on the back? I've got these little plants. They're just a bit tall, because bearing in mind that's going to come over as well. I've got that says nature is painting for us day after day, pictures of infinite beauty by John Ruskin. I think I might just use that and perhaps put the butterfly on. Yeah. I like it, so why not? I definitely think you get a better stamp all round if you use a stamp, you know, sponge base. So that would be my recommendation to new stampers, is get yourself, you can buy them, I bought mine, but you can make them if you've got any sort of squidgy foam or anything like that. It doesn't have to be. Where's my butterfly gone? I put it away, didn't I? Here it is. There we go. I'm just going to pop that at the bottom there. Is that the right side? No. That was nearly a boo-boo. Not the first of the day. Oh no, I'm well past that. Let's just eye this up properly. You could complete the whole thing with Timmy stamps or something if you want to. That would look fabulous as well. So there we are, that's our butterfly. Not the best stamp in the world, but it was its first stamp ever, and I would always recommend not to do what I've just done, but to stamp the first one off. I like that. I also want something on the top of here. Maybe a signature, something like that. One that says observations. No, I think a signature. Or a date. Let's have a look at these. These are Kathy Holden ones, but they are very, 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 very handy. What about that one? Do you fit in there? Nope. Are there any shorter ones? Yeah, that one I think. I think that one would fit in there. Yeah, perfectly. Perfectly perfect. This is not this one's first stamp, so it should be quite good. Lovely. Let's just see if we've got a number that we can add there as well. Nice little number there. And that will do nicely. Let's pop that under a name. There we go. So yeah, I've kind of finished stamping, but I now want to, let's put all the stamps away. Right, put the lid on my ink. Bring this over here. My stamp block away. Stamps away. Right, now I'm thinking that I want to colour that in. So I don't quite know what medium to use. I could use crayons. I could use just ordinary distress inks. I could use watercolour pencils. A lot of choice here. I'm going to have a look for my watercolour pencils. Right, okay, I've looked at my watercolour pencils and kind of gone through them. I've laid out Candied Apple, Vintage Photo and Antique Linen. But I just want to see which other reds I've got. I've got this one, which is Barn Door. Yeah, I think I like that. What's this one? Crackling Campfire. I don't think I want the Candied Apple, it's just a bit too red. Barn Door or Crackling Campfire, that's a bit orange. Fired Break. That's an interesting colour. I'll leave that out, it'll be one or the other. Right, let's just pop those up there. I've got my water brush. And let's make a start with this stem, stalk, whatever it's called. It's probably got a really fancy name, but I don't know what it is. So I am just literally putting the colour down on here. And I'm going to take my water brush and just smooth it all out. So I don't want a dark colour for there, but I'm going to do up under the canopy, I don't know what you call it, the lid of the fairy house, under there, and I might come back with a bit of vintage photo as well. And let's just get one layer on there for a start. Lovely. And my vintage photo, which I'm going to come up this side with the vintage photo. And just turn that into ink and pull it out into the antique linen. Like that. And maybe a little bit of this just around and about. And just tease that out. That's grand, that will do nicely. Now I'm just going to give that a quick waft and then we'll do the top of it. That's grand. So, reds. Which do I want to use? Barn door or fired brick? I'm going to do a little bit of a tester first, I think. So this is the barn door, I think. Yeah, this is the barn door. Yeah, nice red. Don't you get a lot of pigment from just one pass over the nib? Let's clean that off, otherwise and then let's try this one. What am I doing? Oh, there isn't much to shout about between those, is there? That's slightly bluer, that's got a bluer tinge to it. So I'm going to use the barn door. So I'll pop that to the side. Clean my brush. My brush, I know you want to know everything that I use. So my brush, I've had loads of water brushes in my time and I've never been particularly happy with any of them. This one, however, is fabulous. I love it. It's a Faber-Castell water brush in the size fine, and it is fine, but they do come in other sizes, which I might treat myself to actually, because now I know how good this one is. I'm happy to do that because they're not exactly cheap, but they certainly are superior to any water brush I've used before. I did at one stage buy a low Tremali because they were so cheap, but they were almost unusable. So just wet that down like that, bring the pigment out. and just kind of wipe the pigment off and drag that in over this central piece that just wants to be so much paler and does want some colour on it. So there we go, there's our mushroom. Perfect, perfectly perfect. I'm putting the lid on this, which I wouldn't normally do, put it away dirty, but time and tide. Oh, I like that mushroom. He looks very happy. He's a happy little mushroom. So yeah, I must try and remember that barn door is a gorgeous red. And that the other one, which was this one, what was it called? Crackling Campfire, is quite a blue red. Okay, so now all that remains is to glue it up. So it folds like that and like that. So we need to put some glue down this plackety bit here. Glue. Hello? Hello? Oh, here you are. So hold that down like that. Hold those pleats in and just bring that over and spread it out. And it just fits so perfectly. It's amazing. So there, now you can see the gussety bit. There's the back. Right, so now we need to stick the bottom bit down. Oh, that butterfly's a bit near the bottom, but you live and you learn. So let's get that stuck. I wouldn't try this in any thicker cardstock or whatever than I've just used. That's 160, because it's just a pig to fall, to be honest, and it's just too thick. Right, so that's all the gluing done. Doesn't take much construction, does it? Now this little bit at the back always needs some help to kind of stand out a bit, so I'm just going to run my tweezers along there just to give it a bit of help. And then this folds over and tucks in there. And there's our little coin envelope, seed packet, whatever you want to call it. So there we have it. I love this effect with the ink. I think it absolutely makes it. I think without that you'd have a pretty ordinary coin envelope. So there you go. So we've got that from today and we've got this from today. So that's our two makes of the day. I hope you enjoyed them, but don't go away. I'll be right back with the collage. See you in a minute. Right, here we go with the collage, and this is the background I'm using this week. It is up in my Ko-fi site, it's free to download, so help yourselves, or you can make your own, which we might have a go at next week. But the prompts for this week are just use 3 colours, no more than 3. And we're going to use paper strips. Now they can be any width that you like. You know, they could be 2 inches wide if that's what you want. Circles, once again, they can be any size. Massive. Oh, misspelt circles. misspelt it now. I don't know where I put the blooming pen. Cirques. Circles.
Cirque Soleil.
Yeah, Cirque Soleil. Thanks, Mr. F. And words. So more than one word, it's plural, and more than one circle, and more than one paper strip. But like I say, they can be any width you like. Circles can be any size you like. And similarly with the words, they can say anything you like. So those are the prompts for this week. Thank you, Judy. If you are going to put them in the group, I'm very grateful to you. And as a consequence of Judy's diligence, these will be up in the group in very short order, I'm sure. So let's put those to one side. Here's my background piece, which I've cut out and inked all the way around. Now, this is a really different collage for me. It's not the sort of thing you see me do very often, if at all. But I have my three colours. I've got black, I've got this rusty hinge kind of colour, and cream. The cream happens to be a book page, but it could be plain cream. It might look better, I don't know. Excuse me. And the black. Right, so I'm going to put my black down here. I've got two angles on there and I've torn out that shape. So I'm going to put that there. My book page there. And then this little bit of rusty colour. Just come down at the intersection there. So let's get those stuck on first, I think. So the first one is the rusty colour one. This really is a departure for me, but I thought it was about time I did something different, because they all look a bit samey, and I know not all of you are into the things I'm into, and some of you might like this. It's very much more abstract, very much. So let's just slide that down there. That's where that's going to go. Up to the top. Right, okay. Just make sure it's something like square. Okay, that's that. So the next one is this piece. And for me, it's a struggle to do abstract. It's not something that comes easy to me at all. So it's been a puzzler, because not only have I had the prompts that you guys have got, I've also had my self-imposed prompt, I guess, of it being abstract. Yours doesn't need to be abstract. So I'm just going to put that straight down that edge. I think that's about where we had it. There we go. And now the black piece. Mr. F's been out shopping this morning, and this afternoon he's going to do even more sorting out of stuff. It's quite incredible the amount of stuff we've got. I need to sort my books out. I've got so many wildflower books, really more than anybody could use in several lifetimes. And you know, the thing about it is, I don't actually really make journals anymore, so I don't have any use, certainly for all of the ones I've got. So they're going to go to the local charity shop, and I'm hoping that some crafter finds them and it makes a day. That's my hope. Right, so that's our big three main pieces on. Now my paper strips, I've cut really thin paper strips. You don't have to, as I say, you can make them thicker, thinner, whatever. And altogether I've got 2, 4, 6. I've got 6. And they're kind of difficult to put down without gluing them, to be honest with you. They just want to move all the time. Now I don't want the gaps between them to be the same. So I want some with a wider gap. some with a narrower gap. And they are, by their nature, some are skinnier than others. That one probably needs a bit chopped off it. And as does that one. But that's kind of what I'm going for that section. So let's get those glued on. So I've no idea if you're going to like this or not. I suspect a lot of you will think it's just a bit too random. Personally, for my personal taste, I do think that. I think it's a bit random, but I'm giving it a go. Because you don't know what you like, do you, till you try it. So I tried to place these on and take a photograph and see what I thought. But there was just no way you could hold all these in position. They were just driving me mad. So that's quite a narrow gap, so I'm going to make this one quite a large, but you know, relatively large gap. Large, I said. So I'm sticking mine straight up and down. You can have yours diagonal, whatever. You know, whatever comes into your head. Just give it a try. And that's a very big gap there, but that's fine. Then I've got a really skinny one. Now my fingers are sticky, so that's not helping a great deal. This last one, which might need a bit trimmed off it. We'll see when we get it to that stage. Yeah, it just needs a little bit trimmed off the top. Perfect. There we go. So that's those stripes on. And what I'm going to do now, although I won't make you watch it because it's pretty torturous, I'm going to do the same with these cream ones on the black. So I'll see you on the other side of that. Right, so I've got those stuck down, and the next thing to do is to stick the black ones over this colour. So I'll just go ahead and do that. Okay, so that's all the little strips put on, and for my circles I've got 3 in the orangey colour, 3 in the black colour, and then I've also introduced triangles, and I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with them. I just quite like the idea of triangles, so I've cut them out. So let's have a play, see where the words and the circles and stuff look all right. I'm quite keen to introduce some rusty colour down here because I've got rust up there. So let's try the circles here. Let's just put them in a row, see what we think. It's all very geometric, so putting them in a row would be fine. Yeah, quite like that. And my black ones, well, maybe, I don't know, maybe down here. Maybe that's the perfect place for them. These are just small 1/2-inch circles. As I said at the start, you can use any size you like. Yeah, I like that. It's kind of bringing it together now, isn't it? It's much more alive than it was. Right, the triangles. Where the dickens are they going to go? Well, let's just try them in various places, see what we think. I've got 5 because that's how many I could get out of the piece of paper I had. Let's try these ones down here, but going the other way. See if we can introduce a bit of movement. Ooh, I'm a bit tight for 2 there. A little bit on the tight side. Well, that's that. That's what that looks like there. Maybe leave one down here like that. And put 4 going up here. So bring them closer together. Have I got room for that one up there? No, I haven't, so let's bring that across. Yeah, so they just about fit in there now. Yeah, it's coming to life a bit, I think. I like it. Well, I don't love it. I absolutely do not love it. It's not my sort of thing, but I do like it. Right, so I've got 3 words. They're black with white, and they say beautiful, memories, and timeless. And they need a little trim. As I've got a little white border at the top, which I don't want. Yeah, we're having lentil soup today, which is actually one of my favourites. I love lentil soup. Timeless. You can go up there till I change you. These words are from Which Craft Do You Do? I can't remember which kit, I'm afraid. Might be one that just says words, actually. Beautiful. That's 2 straight with that one, so that can't live there. Could live there though. And then I've got this one that says memories. So this doesn't really have a focal point, which is the first collage I've done that doesn't have a focal point. But just to show you that they don't have to. Yeah, I like that one there, that looks nice. So what do we think of that? I think that's okay. Yeah, I think it's okay. Let's do it then. I'm happy with these down here. Do I need some more cream strips? No, I'm going to stick with what I've got. So let's put this one on first. It's going kind of upside down. So it's going, come on, there. Okay, now these little suckers. Gonna have to try really hard to get these straight, because I think they'll look awful if they're not. I think that's okay. Does that look straight? I think so. There we go. Right, excellent. So moving up the page, the next thing is this, memories. Just going to pop that there. Lovely. Moving up the page, next thing is beautiful. Kind of there. There now are 3 black circles. Quite interesting, this page. It is growing on me a bit. I felt like the colours were very dry, if you know what I mean. But I think I've got them mixed now and I quite like them. That's fine. So start with these. Ooh, maybe a little bit further down. Try and get these square if I can. I mean, this is kind of going away from all the things that I tell you about in collages, you know, to make sure you haven't got a piece like that, etc., etc. Well, this is really different. The rules for abstract are a bit different. That one fits in there perfectly. Excellent. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So I've just got timeless to go. And I'm going to pop it there. Phew, so there we are. There's our collage. Isn't it different from things we normally do? Of course, you can add many more circles, any size of circles. Your whole background pieces could be circles. There's loads of things, loads of places you could take this. So let's get it stuck in the collage book. So thank you everybody for joining me today. I always run out of time at the very end to say thank you, but I do really appreciate it. And you know, we've got through a fair few different sort of techniques and things today, and I've enjoyed every one of them. So let's pop that into its place, which is there. And actually, now it's in the book, I really like that. It's very different. I'm not sure how straight that triangle is, but never mind. There we are. So let's have a look at the prompts that we had for week 10. Week 10. Just 3 colours. So in my case, cream, rust and black. Paper strips, as you can see, I've cut mine really thin. You don't need to do that. You could have thick ones, whatever. The circles, mine are little 1/2-inch circles, but you really could go to town on them. You know, you could, like I say, each of these colours could be just a big circle on the page, and words. So there you have it. That is my offering for this week. Let's bring in the other things that we made. Let's shift that across to there so you can still see it. I made this one, and then I made another one of those. Let me just remove things. So I've got 2 of those, and then which is the one we made this week? That one, little coin envelope, and I've also got, I made some more. So I've got those. So that's my harvest, if you like, from this week. Move down, guys. Come on in. So I'm not sure out of these 2 which I like best, to be honest. But you can see what I did with the remnants of the card. I used it in my collage. So, not bad. I shall see you all through the week. Maybe, I'm not promising, but maybe Mr. F will get the cover on the Bob journal. That'll be fantastic. That'll be that finished then, my goodness. And I've got news about a new project coming along, because we'll have finished Bob, so there's room in our hearts for another project. So once again, guys, thank you enormously for joining me. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you very soon. Take care now. Bye.